Least restrictive environment. Is least restrictive environment equal for special education students? Is it equal for special education students? The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, passed by the United States Congress in 1975, is intended, quote, to ensure that all children with disabilities have available to them a free, appropriate public education that emphasizes special education-related services designed to meet their unique needs and prepare them for further education, employment, and independent living. Title 20 of the United States Code, Chapter 33. Special education from the student point of view. I was in special education in elementary school and middle school, experienced the consequences of it in high school and beyond. I'm David Potter. I survived special education, not a joke. Least restrictive environment. Is least restrictive environment equal for special education students? Let's look at Title 20 of the United States Code, Chapter 33, Section 1412. What does the law say? 5. Least restrictive environment. A. In general, to the maximum extent appropriate, children with disabilities, including children in public or private institutions or other care facilities, are educated with children who are not disabled. In special classes, separate schooling, or other removal of children with disabilities from the regular educational environment occurs only when the nature or severity of the disability of a child is such that education in regular classes with the use of supplementary aids and services cannot be achieved satisfactorily. 20 U.S.C. 1412. What needs to change in the law? Children with disabilities must be educated with children who are not disabled. Period. Fix the accessibility issue because disability isn't going away. The main issue is that the child's disability is a factor, not the environment, for determining placement. If the supplementary aids and services aren't working, the school isn't trying hard enough, a phrase used on the disabled. So major or minor adjustments of the system are needed to prevent removal of the disabled student. Of course, the student doesn't have a voice in the situation. The school is required to make sure that disabled students are educated with their peers. Period. Those in care facilities who are not in a coma must have access to the same opportunities too. The removal of the disabled student reflects on the failure of the system. The need for aids and services to treat the disability is a problem, not the lack of accessibility under this Act and the Americans with Disabilities Act. Aids and services should be provided to all students because non-disabled children need help too. How does this law impact my life? Elementary school. I was placed in a classroom with a timeout room that wasn't in a regular classroom. How is that appropriate? How is that equal? Also in elementary school, I was placed in a classroom for 1 year that used points awarded based on behavior I could spend at a store, but didn't have a timeout room. How's that appropriate? How's it equal? Middle school. I wasn't in gym for 6th and 7th grade. How's that appropriate? I was in gym class in 8th grade, which was my first time outside of special education since 1st grade. Is it equal for special education students? Is the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act working as intended? Is it preparing disabled students for further education, employment, and independent living? Visit the website at notajoke.net. I'm David Powder. I survived special education, not a joke.